Hi, Britt.
Hi, Aisha. How are you?
Aloha. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to come and just talk to me today about your experience in the class. So let's do a little bit of introduction about you. Tell us who you are and why you joined the Ultimate Scrum Master program.
Okay. Hi, Aisha. As Aisha said, I am Britt. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, born and raised. Went to the University of Florida for my bachelor's and master's in education. I was a teacher for a little while, lost my way for a little bit longer. Been trying to figure it out since then. And I ended up at the Ultimate Scrum Master class because I was tired of having a master's making less than $40,000 a year. And I just figured it was time for a change. I found someone online and here I am.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm again so proud of you. I can't even like contain myself. But I'm so proud of you, Britt. So tell us about the experience, what it was like for you, the class and everything.
All right, so I found the Ultimate Scrum Master class. Actually, a previous student of yours had mentioned in a Facebook group that she had just gotten her CSM, which is a Certified Scrum Master certification. And I had been, looking into it, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to go about it. So she sent me the link to your the 1 hour. I forget the name of it. What
Seminar. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
seminar.
webinar. Went inside the webinar and I was like, oh my God, I love the way she teaches. And I saw like one of the tools that you use, and I was like, yes, I want to take her class. So we set up our one-on-one class, and I mean our one-on-one session, and I had a lot of questions. I had quite a few questions, and you were just very patient. You were very understanding. You even set up a follow-up call to make sure that you answered all of my questions for me. And I really, just from then, I appreciated like how committed you were. Just you really wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable. You answered all of my questions. You showed me, you even pulled things up on the screen to show like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what you can expect. These are your certifications. Like you showed me actual jobs and things like that. So I felt a lot more comfortable to move forward. So I got set up, and I think it was not even a month from the time that we spoke to when class started. We just hit the ground running.
Awesome. So, being that you had no experience, no previous IT experience, how was it coming into learning everything that you learned about becoming a Scrum Master?
So I always felt like the IT space wasn't for me. That's not what I went to school for. I'm not supposed to be there. It's not my thing. It's not my calling. Like that's not where I'm supposed to be. So I actually heard about just the Scrum Master itself from a software engineer friend of mine, and it just kind of piqued my interest. I was like, but it's not for me. Like it's not my thing. I'm sure someone that was in IT transitioned into this, so I never really thought much about it. But like I said, even from our one-on-one call, the way that you explain things, like I understood what you were saying, even though I had never been in the IT space at all. And it made me feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, I felt comfortable going to see what it was about. So once I actually got into the course, everything made sense. Even with the terminology that you taught us to say, hey, even if you don't know what these terms are, this is what they mean. We practice them throughout the class. We use them regularly throughout the class so that I got really comfortable using and hearing them.
Awesome. So, what was your experience like? Because we do work in teams in the
Woo.
class,
All
especially.
right. So I went into this class like I just for me it was something different. Like I was jumping out of the box. I had been trying to figure out how to make my teaching degree work, and it wasn't the path. So I was ready to do something completely different. So I went into the IT industry course just open-minded and ready for anything to happen. Even just from our introductions, you made the class somewhere comfortable, somewhere you can be vulnerable, somewhere you can say, hey, I don't understand that. Can you explain this again? Can we practice this some more? So that was a huge help for me. And I think everyone in our class, that they could be that open, because especially in a lot of spaces, you don't have that option. So just how hands-on we were, the balance between doing things at your own pace but also still keeping a timeline, the fact that we came together regularly as an entire class and then within our small groups. My group was amazing. I absolutely love my team. We met almost every day. As a class, we met every week regularly. You answered our questions. You posted our videos to make sure that we could go back and still get the questions, even if we didn't understand. When it came time to use the tools, we did actual projects. We did actual what's the term that I'm looking for? The boards. We made our boards. We played around with the data. We used a different terminology. We messed some things up just so that we could go back and fix it. So it really put us in the actual setting of what we would be doing in the day-to-day job itself.
Okay. So now that the course is over, tell us about the interview process and the LinkedIn optimization, resume, all of that good stuff, all the goodies after the class.
Yeah. So after we were done with the class, we literally rolled directly into preparing for a job. That was literally just like the next phase. So I remember when my LinkedIn got updated because I'm like, no one messages me in my inbox on LinkedIn. And I have recruiters from me, I have recruiters from like all over saying, hey, we should set up a call, let's talk. And I'm like, oh my God, they want to talk to me. I hadn't even applied to jobs. I hadn't put my name anywhere. Like it literally just came from the LinkedIn optimization. My resume, when I started putting my resume out, like I got interviews just off of my resume, not even having like spoken to the recruiters and things like that. They were like, I have companies that you need to meet with like now. I was able to work with a recruiter, like he was calling me back, like, no, okay, we're going to get you this, we're going to get you that. He actually set me up. I had 2 different interviews, which led to 2 different offers that I got to choose from.
Offers.
So I got offers. This was, I didn't even think it was just maybe a little over a month after we finished the class. So that was really amazing. I was overwhelmed just by like, I couldn't believe it was happening. I got 2 offers. I got to negotiate my salary, which was something that we spoke about in the class as well. I was able to negotiate. I am now, and I accepted one of the offers to be able to make more than double what I was making before as a human resources assistant, working remote. And I felt comfortable in my interviews. Like I remember when the interviews came up, I was really nervous, but every question that they gave me, I was able to recall like the conversations we had in class, the tools we used in class, the techniques, the interview prep skills, the interview questions that we did, and they all like literally played the role that was needed for just finding a job itself.
So how much of a salary jump did you make from your first job to your job now?
So I literally went to Google and I searched, and it was 151% increase. So
Oh,
I went from
that's huge. 151 increase, and this is less than 6 months.
yes, less than 6 months. When did we start?
Number.
Yeah, yep. And then I got my goal, my personal goal. I wrote out my goals this year. My personal goal was to have a job offer making more than double my salary, which was April 1st. I got my job offer March 28th. So
Wow.
literally, like everything just aligned, everything worked out. Actually, you were just very supportive, even in my moments of uncertainty, just reassuring me that I understood the things that I really did, and helping me answer my questions and get more comfortable for the interview. So that was amazing.
Awesome. So tell us about the job. What are you going to be doing?
So,
What do you like about it? And how were you able to choose between the 2 offers that you were presented with?
okay. So I had interviewed with 2 different companies. Both of them were for a project manager / Scrum Master position. Both of them were remote. Both of them were local, but still remote. Um, I had interviewed with both companies, and actually, I had a preference of the 2. The one that I preferred the most, I was kind of holding out for them. So the first company offered, and I was holding out for the second company. So the first company actually came back, and they're like, "Hey, can we do anything else to kind of get you our way? Can we do you want to sit another interview with us? Do you want to ask us some questions so that you get more comfortable?" So it felt really good that they really wanted me on their team. So I felt I really just liked the environment in the company that I preferred. So um, I selected that offer. I really liked also everything that I'll get with them. I'll get additional training with them. They've already offered that up front. The tool that we'll be working with, I will get training in that as well. Um, so I will be a project manager slash scrum master for a local IT company working remote.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. You deserve it. You worked really hard and you didn't even have to even apply for this job. Like it just literally fell into your DMs and I'm so happy for you. And I know you're gonna do amazing on the job. And even, moving forward in your career, you're gonna be amazing. So I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad that you were part of the cohort. So is there anything else that you maybe want to talk about or mention?
um, No, I think it really is just like they say with everything in life. You get out what you put into it. So I was really committed to it, and actually, you were just a really good balance because it wasn't like you anything I needed, you made sure to make time. If it was a one-on-one meeting, if it was a resource, if it was a video, if it was pointing us in the right direction, if it was looking at something, like I remember I had found jobs and I was like, Aisha, is this a good one? It kind of showed like even how to look through a job description, like things to pick out, things to highlight, questions to ask on the interview to see what kind of team you're going to be on. Like you were just an integral part of all of it, to really just make it work. So I appreciate you and everything that you've done for me and for my classmates because I know that they're doing amazing as well. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thanks, Britt. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I really am. Like I in my mind, I just keep replaying like the first time we met
Oh, God.
to now, like actually seeing you. So let's talk about your faith move. I want to talk about that. What did you do?
So, I was I had committed that I was going to get this position. Like I was committed. I had done my last interview and I was like, and you and I had that conversation. It's like, this is it. This is my job. And I was still working at my current job. And I was like, I wanted a break in between. So I put in my 2 weeks notice at my last job now. I put in my 2 weeks notice before everything was finalized because I knew this was it. I knew this is where I was supposed to be. So I put in the 2 weeks notice. I just had my last day Friday. I'm using this week to just kind of relax and transition. And then I'll start my new job on Monday.
I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. That's so good. Yeah, I was like, what? She quit your job? I was like, hold on, wait. You want to sign an offer first? But you know what's cool, Britt? Like this was the only job interview you had to do. Well, you did two. Well, you did
Yeah.
multiple interviews, but like literally right after the class, this was it. It was like one and done. So
So the only interviews that I actually did were the two that I got offers from.
right.
Like I got offers from the only two companies that I interviewed with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Okay, so would you recommend this program?
Highly. Oh my goodness, highly. Highly, highly, highly. The only thing I would say, you have to be self-motivated. Like Aisha pushes us and she's always telling us, like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's set up a call, let's set up a meeting. These things are here, these resources are there. But you do have to have that self-motivation because it took time. There were, I remember going out nights with my husband. We went to a party and I was up, for my classes the next morning. So it really does take that commitment. But I highly recommend it, just for showing the day to day of how you would actually be doing your job itself. Not just the theory, which is amazing, and you definitely need that, but how do you run your meetings? How do you start? How do you build an environment? How do you get your team to trust you? What do you do when something goes wrong? What are the different meetings that you host? What role do you play in those meetings? There's a lot that you can't grasp just on your own, but to have someone that's been there and that's experienced it and be able to pick their brain, that is like immeasurable. So I 100% recommend.
Awesome. And I always do say, sometimes with these roles, it's sometimes like it gives you an edge when you know the nuances or the things that somebody experienced knows. So even when you're in your interview or when you actually start working in your role, like you know exactly what to do from somebody who has experience doing it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Britt. Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and give your testimonial. You're going to do amazing. And have a great day.
So much, Aisha. Thank you.
All right.